guy who got assaulted is right there in the ambulance now. It's headed out to the flight line. What went on this morning was what they call a removal. They're trying to get a guy out of the gang. So 2 inmates jumped, stabbed, shanked another inmate, and it's serious enough that they had to call in the helicopter to life flight him out of here to a trauma facility.
This country, you gotta make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power. Then when you get the power, then you get the move. That's why you gotta make your own moves.
Hey, hold up. Hey, it's your hold up. Ooh, what's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Sock, checking back in with another great prison story for y'all, man. All right, but before I get started, man, y'all wronged and eating motherfucking. I'm finna tell y'all about yourself, YouTube. All right. I'm fucked up. I want to fight. No, I don't want to fight. I don't want to talk. All right, but I'm finna tell y'all about this shit because I'm hurt. Alright, I dropped the video yesterday, man. It was only 4 minutes long. I did a collab with a hot chick named Danielle. We only showed 4 minutes of the video, and I specifically put at the end, if you want to see the full 27-minute video, go to my Patreon and sign up and support the kid. Man, that's fucked up. Y'all, how many people went and watched the video? 0. You know what? Fuck y'all. I got 24,000 subscribers, and I ain't had not one person go sign up from Patreon and watch the video. I still got the same 8 people on there that joined me 2 months ago. And shout out to them 8 people. I love y'all to death. Because 2 months ago, I didn't have shit on there. Y'all was just rocking out, supporting the kid. Sunday, man, y'all listen up. I'm doing a giveaway. December 6th, Sunday at 6 p.m. Central Time. Tune in, YouTube Live. I'm posting on Instagram, Facebook, everything. I'm doing a giveaway Sunday. I'm giving away 25 memberships on Patreon just to build it, you know, get people seeing it. Because if you like my videos on YouTube, you're going to definitely love my videos on Patreon. I really appreciate any love and any support for anybody who signs up straight up. I see y'all Sunday, baby. Be there or be square. In the meanwhile, let me take these headphones off. They repeating everything I motherfucking say. Dumbass. Before I get started into today's prison video, I had a question. I think this was a good question. Somebody asked me, out of all the shows on TV talking about prison, anything, 60 Days In, all that shit, out of all of them, which is the most reality to prison? And this is my concept. I haven't seen every single prison channel or prison story. This is my concept on with reality TV, man. All right, just imagine, and you have to think logical. Just imagine I have to go to this place for 60 days, but I know when I'm finished in 60 days that they're paying me, so I'm here by choice and not by force. It's a big difference when you go somewhere by force and by choice. See, when they got these TV shows and all that, you got to remember there's a liability. There's a big liability, man. So, and the actors and shit like that, all the people that they select have to try out because they're getting paid. You feel me? With that being said, that takes the big factor out of it. That makes it fake all in one. Just for the simple fact, I know I'm doing this because I know at the end of the show I'm gonna get 50,000, 10,000, whatever. You feel me? So there's a purpose why I'm doing this. I'm doing it for money. Now imagine going to prison for nothing. I mean, now imagine going to prison by force, meaning you're here. There's no money for you. There's no nothing, misery and everything. It's a big difference, you know what I mean? Today's story is about gangs and shanks in prison, which is a very big reality of prison, man. I would say, I don't know the exact numbers, but I would say at least once a week in prison, somebody gets stabbed, at least once a week. And minimum, there's a fight every single day in prison. That's the reality of prison. A third thing, every prison has a gang. 2 terms before I get started. SOS and Care Flight. SOS means smash on sight. That means that if you was in a gang, whatever, and they held a meeting, they held a whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that was the verdict, the end of the meeting. that they finna X you out. They finna get you out the game. You did some foul shit. You crossed somebody. You lied. You did something. Whatever. SOS means smash on sight. So wherever we see you, you gone. You X'd off. Care flight. Care flight. When somebody get care flighted off the unit, that means they pretty much leaving dead, or they're in a serious condition going to the hospital. They were either stabbed in the lung, punctured, they're almost about to die, or they could be already be dead, you know, that type of shit. And care flighting in prison happens, but it doesn't happen. I ain't gonna say it happens a lot. I would say out of a year, being on a unit, maybe 6 or 7 times somebody gets care flighted off the unit. The ambulance always comes, but there's a difference between ambulance picking you up and care flight. Care flight means the helicopter was called in because you're about to die.
What went on this morning was what they call a removal. They're trying to get a guy out of the gang. So 2 inmates jumped, stabbed, shanked another inmate, and it's serious enough that they had to call in the helicopter to flight him out of here to a trauma facility.
And so they only have few minutes to save your life, that type of shit, or maybe an hour to save your life. With that being said, we're gonna jump into today's stories. All right. So this is the concept of prison, y'all. Imagine an apartment complex, a huge apartment complex with a bunch of little housing areas, but you can't get out of this fence. There's a big ass fence around it, and it's very high. Got barbed wire, all this shit. So everybody's inside, and the guards, their only job is to make sure nobody leaves this bitch. The structure inside is ran by the inmates or the gangs. With that being said, there's several gangs in prison, but there's 3 or 4 that stick out, the main gangs, you know. In Texas, Crips, Bloods, Disciples, Tango Blast, and, you know, Aryan Brotherhood, Circle, shit like that. Aryan Brotherhood, Aryan Circle, the Wood Pile, shit like that. And then when the Hispanics gang, you got MS-14, you got a lot of gangs, but the main Mexican gang in prison is Tango Blast. The main white gang in Texas prison is the Wood Pile, and the main black gangs in Texas prison are Bloods, Crips, and Disciples. Man, when you're a part of an organization or a gang in prison, you gotta abide by the rules of the gang. Or let's just say there's a speaker. In every gang, there's a speaker. There's somebody that has leadership, and there's a speaker or somebody that has leadership and kind of, you know, level-headed, and kind of everybody goes to this person when there's a problem. Let's just say the Bloods are having a problem with somebody in the Tango Blast, you feel me? Instead of the speaker of the Bloods going talking to this person with the problem, he goes and talks to instead of the speaker of the Bloods going to talk to this person with the problem, he goes and talks to the leader of Tango Blast and say, hey, look, one of your soldiers, they did this and that. Something needs to be done about it. Can you handle it? And that's usually how it goes in prison. Every gang take care of their own business when somebody gets out of line or somebody does something foul, to keep everything level. You know what I mean? Because if you got, let's just say somebody in the Crip gang did something to somebody in the Blood gang. Now, this could start an all-out war. But in prison, we're all in a tight-knit spot. So to be honest, man, I'm going to be real with y'all, nobody want an all-out war, because an all-out war is dangerous. Anybody can die. Anybody can get killed in an all-out war. And so this is how business is handled in prison. If you're a Blood and you do something foul, out of line to a Mexican Tango Blast or a Crip or any kind of gang, this is how it's usually handled. The speaker of both them gangs will get together and find out who was at fault, whatever, the whole 9, and then they'll either discipline the person that was in the wrong, they self. So if I'm in the Tango Blast gang and my guy was wrong, I'm the one speaking, I have to discipline him within the gang. You feel me? I got to take care of that, because I'm not finna let another organization discipline one of my men for the simple fact they don't give a fuck about them. They don't have no love, so they might go too far. And that's how it usually works in prison. Everybody takes care of their own shit. Now, this is when shit hits the fan. When you have a problem and there's no understand there's nobody at fault. Now, this is when shit hits the fan in prison. When you have a problem and there's nobody at fault, meaning the leader of this gang feel like his man was right, and the leader of this gang feel like his man was right. So, hey, I don't care what you talking about. I don't care what you're talking about. He was right, and whatever come with it. That's how it is in prison. That's how all that war gets started. When you got two speakers that can't see eye to eye or level to level or can't hash this shit out, that's when an all-out war starts. All right, so when you go in prison, they got a day room. The day room has TV, dominoes. You can pick what you want to do. You can either be on the phone, you can be watching TV, or you can be playing dominoes somewhere over in the corner, or you can be reading a book, or you can be making a spread or eating or something in the day room. This is the day room. A day room is like 50, 60. This is where you outside of your cell. It's pretty much a it's pretty much a activity area. You know, if you don't want to be in your cell all day bored and shit, you can go to the day room and there's a few things out there you can do, like use the phone, watch TV, play dominoes, stuff like that. In prison, a lot of inmates get stuff sent in, magazines, pictures, newspapers, stuff like that. And because you don't have much in prison, you take anything that your family send very valuable. You know, you just, hey, my people paid money for this, and I take this serious. So I'm not gonna mention any names, but I'm gonna tell y'all the story. So there's a guy that has a subscription called The Weekly. If you know what The Weekly is, it's a sports newspaper that comes every single week. And in prison, sports is a big thing, you feel me? That Sports Weekly gives you all the updates, who won, what players, just all the stats, you feel me? And a lot of people don't get subscriptions or have family out there to buy them subscriptions to get stuff like that coming in once a week. And so a lot of inmates share the news or share newspaper, paperwork, whenever they finish with it. So say if I'm getting a newspaper, as soon as I'm finished with it, I get one every week. I'm just going to, shoot it off because that's just me. I don't care about shit like that. There's a Tango Blast guy. I'm not going to mention any names. He gets a newspaper every single week in prison. Everybody know he runs the parlay. He runs a little different stuff. That's his hustle. He going to gamble. He basically operate as a bookie in prison, you feel me? So his people gonna send all that stuff. They gonna send newspapers, score updates, all kinds of shit, just to let. And this guy's pretty cool, man. After he reads his paper, he usually gives it to somebody that he fucks with tough, you know what I mean? But every time he give his paper out, he always tell everybody he want it back, you feel me? And usually he don't give it to no other gang. He always gives it to somebody inside of his gang. And this guy is an enforcer for the Tango Blast. So he's high ranking, but he's not speaker level, you feel me? But he has respect on the unit because everybody know he gonna put in work. Enforcers go put in work, meaning if it's time to violate somebody, if it's time to go fall out on somebody, if it's time to go handle some business, that's what the enforcer does, you feel me? And that's what this guy rank was. He was an enforcer for the Blast, you feel me? When he's done reading his U.S. Weekly, writing his scores and all that down, he would loan his paper out to somebody in his gang, to the same person in his gang, every single week. Every single week he would give it. When he's done reading, he'll give it to him. And he asked for one thing, and everything is about respect in prison. He asked for one thing. He said, hey, just make sure I get my paper back. I don't care, you know what I'm saying? You can read it, you can show people, but I gave you my paper. All I'm asking is to make sure I get it back. And remember, these guys are in the same gang, and this is how shit gets from sour to shit overnight. He'll get a paper, he'll give it to him, and he'll end up giving his paper back. And everything's going smooth. One day, there's a big commotion in the day room. They both in the same gang, so nobody's on edge, nobody hype because they know how to handle this shit. So there's a big commotion with these two. The enforcer is asking, oh, boys, like, where my paper at? I need it. I didn't get this score, this and that. I need my paper, man. Where my paper at? And the guy in his gang told him, shit, I don't know. I gave it to such and such. And this is how shit starts. So, the enforcer pushed the issue. He say, who is such and such? He tell him who such and such is. He go over there and ask such and such, hey, where's my paper? What's the name said he gave you my paper? He says, I don't have the paper, this and that. So now it's a game, y'all. So now this is my shit, and I gotta hunt my shit down. You feel me? And this is how I make my money. This is how I run business. But we in the same gang, y'all. All right. So now it's to the point where he getting mad. The enforcer getting mad. He like, damn, I gave you my paper. I asked for one thing, and that's respect to bring my shit back, man. Now You done loaned my shit out. He done loaned my shit. I don't even know where my paper is. Go find my shit. That's basically what he told him in so many words. I'm not going to chase down my paper that I loaned to you. Go find my shit. That's what he basically told him. You feel me? And that's when that's when the hostility come in. You feel me? They can't find the paper, man. But now they throwing threats out there. Now, long story short, they can't find the paper. And now old boy throwing threats out there because he know the enforcer don't play this shit. He want his paper, and that's it. He need his shit. Instead of him coming to him and letting him know, you know, like a man, I lost your shit, he start throwing threats out there like, whoever got this paper, you know what it is, on site. I'm asking everybody right now, you know what it is if I see you with this paper on site. So if you got the paper, speak up now. Nobody spoke up, you feel me? Nobody spoke up. Nobody spoke up, you feel me? And nobody had the paper. Simple as that. Simple as that. So all this shit died down. They get heated, they argue and shit, but all this shit died down. It's just a fucking newspaper, right? Nothing, man. It's just a newspaper. We U.S. Weekly. Nothing can jump out from this shit, right? Wrong. A week and a half go by, everything back to normal. We just chilling. And the guy that loaned the paper out was about to walk in the day room. I see him about to walk in the day room, and the day room's big. It's like 70 people in here. Everybody's doing their own thing. You have about 10 people reading shit, books, newspapers, all kind of shit. This is how it all go down. I hear commotion. I turn around. I see a black dude with a piece of paper, a newspaper in his hand, and it's the weekly that they've been looking for a week and a half. Everybody done forgot about this shit, you know what I mean? But this is how prison is, you know, pride thing, respect thing. So this black dude reading this paper, he don't know nothing about nothing. He is a Crip dude too, you know, he's part of an organization. And this is why I say respect is big in prison. It's how you approach somebody. He approached him on some aggressive shit, assuming that he stole the paper, you feel me? But this is how it all play out. And so he don't ask no questions. He walks straight in there, snatch the motherfucking paper out of his hand and tell him get it in blood. I've been looking for this paper a week and a half. Somebody gonna have to pay for this shit. And that's when they pop off. So the Crip dude jump up. Nigga, you got me fucked up. You ain't never gonna snatch something down my motherfucking hand. And they start going there. You got me fucked up. You ain't never gonna snatch no shit out my hand. And now you got all this animosity and hostility going. Not knowing all along what's finna happen. They get ready to go to blows, and out of nowhere, a little Mexican guy stand up. He ain't part of shit. And what the fuck are you mad about that shit for? Anyway, you sold me the paper. It's not yours anymore. I'm the one who threw it on the ground. Now you got accusations. And when accusations come in, talking about, hey, you sold me that paper. That's not yours anymore. So now everything done changed. The whole factor. Now you got the whole Tango Blast in here. And you got the whole Crip organization. You got the Blast ready to go to war, and you got the Crip gang ready to go to war. So before the war happened, though, you got to get to the bottom of everything. You got to sort shit out, find out who's in the wrong. And this is how it played out, y'all. So the guy that was getting the paper from the enforcer, he was making money on the side with this white dude selling him the paper to see it, but the white dude always give him the paper back when he done with it. Just so happened, this time, he didn't give him the paper back. He didn't give him the paper back, and the guy was trying to cover the shit up that he was selling his papers and making money off of it. He would sell it to the white guy, and the white guy would give it back to him, and then he'll go give it back to old boy. That's the dirty game they play in prison. Yeah, people charge people just to read shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, read it. Look at this magazine. I'm charging you $1.50, but give it back. That's how people hustle in prison, too. But usually when people hustle like that, they hustle legit, meaning it's they shit that they loaning out, not somebody else's shit. So this is how this shit play out, y'all. Now he in deep. You know, the enforcer was asking about the paper. He lied to him, told him, man, I don't know, but I'm going to handle it if I see anybody with it. So instead of him answering truthfully to his organization, he lied. He lied to try to cover this shit up. And now you got this other organization like, nah, we standing behind our homie. He hit that bitch. Now you got the Crip organization saying, nah, we standing behind him. He found that shit on the floor. It's fair game. Anything on the floor is fair game. It's trash. You know what I'm saying? And before two organizations go with it, the two speakers get together. So the next day, the speakers get involved. They go talk to each other and shit like that. Try to calm everybody down. Hey, it's not worth a war over a motherfucking newspaper, but we finna get to the bottom of this shit. So the next day, it's nothing but investigations done. Everybody trying to find out, did he sell this paper? Because if he sold this paper, he all the way out of line. You feel me? And in prison, there's always somebody watching. So the facts ended up coming back in from somebody that seen him sell the paper to old boy, and shit hit the fan, y'all. This is how it work in prison. You know, once you find out your organization or whoever, y'all have a meeting, and once you find out the facts, either your guy was in the wrong or the other team was in the wrong, it's wartime. It's discipline time or it's wartime. You feel me? So the speaker of the Tango Blast went and talked to the speaker of the Christian and told him, hey, look, I just found out my boy in the wrong. Don't worry about it. We finna take care of that shit. You ain't never gotta worry about him lying on nobody in the organization again. We finna take care of it. Boom. I don't know how it play out. But I can tell y'all this. In Texas prison, the Tango Blast square business when it comes to taking care of they business. If you do some foul shit and you in the organization, they discipline. To be honest with you, I don't know the exact details of how the decision came to SOS or this guy off the unit, but that was the decision, you feel me? Usually when the speaker make a decision to X somebody out the game or to smash somebody on site, they done put the whole organization in some danger, or they lying and they steady keep lying about some shit instead of taking the discipline. Now he's just like, yeah, man, I lied, woo, 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 and just say, okay, I'm gonna fade that 2-on-1. 2-on-1 is two guys coming at you at one. That's a discipline within the organization, you feel me? You gotta fight two guys because you fucked up. That's something small in prison. That happens a lot, you feel me? Now, when you steady lying and you steady when you steady lying and you putting the organization in jeopardy, and it could be an all-out riot, an all-out war, lives can be lost. They gonna ride for you if you're in the right. Don't get me wrong, but when you're in the wrong and you steady pushing the issue and lying, that's when the decision gets made to SOS. Nobody makes the decision to care flight. Care flight is just like some shit that happens. So I'm chilling, waiting to go chow. All of a sudden, you just hear, lockdown, lockdown. Everybody go to their cell. Go to your cell. You hear them yelling over the intercom. So you know some shit went down. I think the riot code is, I forgot the riot code, but they called a riot code in, and we went on lockdown that day. We went on, and they called a riot code in, locked everybody down. So now we in our cell on behavior lockdown. This always happens anytime somebody gets care flight or SOS off the unit. So I say, 2 days into the lockdown, the talk of the unit, the word is he kept lying, swearing up and down that he did not sell that newspaper, that old boy stole the shit, and it's time to go to war. I don't know what happened. They didn't believe him. They ended up SOSing him, and the SOS turned into a care flight. So when you SOS somebody, there's usually a vote, a vote to get him out of the organization. So they probably held a meeting and with him on the spot right then and there, wanted him to come clean. He never did. I heard the story went like this. The speaker pulled up on him, asked him about this shit, told him just tell the truth. It's just going to be a violation. Get on with your life. They say he kept denying the shit and was swearing up and down that the Crip dude stole it and that he was pushing the war. You feel me? Pushing the war, saying, let's get it. I don't know if he stole it. I don't know if he sold it. I don't know shit. But this is what happened to him. So usually when there's a vote to come in, the SOS or whatever, it's usually the whole gang voting to either get you out of the organization or to violate you or whatever. He kept denying the shit. They voted to X him out. They voted to X him out. In the midst of them beating his ass, jumping him, Xing him out, I heard he was already ready, and he pulled a shank out. This is what I heard, because we on lockdown. He pulled a shank out, and I heard they took it from him. Stabbed him like 5-6 times, man. They care flighted. They had to call a helicopter in. That's what care flight is. They called a helicopter in to come care flight him off the unit, because, like I said, when you lose so much blood and when you damn near dead, that's what a care flight is. So they locked us down that day. We was on lockdown, on behavior lockdown for at least 3 weeks to a month, you feel me? And that's just the reality of prison. I heard he did survive, he did live, but I heard they punctured his lung. I heard they punctured his lung and that he's in safekeeping now. And that's no way to live in prison. You don't want to be in PC or safekeeping with a punctured lung. With a punctured lung in prison, man. Fucked up way to live. But that's the reality of prison, y'all. Something so simple, a newspaper, turned into somebody getting stabbed and almost killed behind a newspaper. And it's crazy. You think it's crazy. You'll think people like, man, for real, they was tripping about a newspaper. That's the reality of prison. Everything is valuable. I don't give a fuck if it's a pencil and your people send it. People put value on that pencil. I want it back. You know what I'm saying? I need this back. And I'm not talking down because I know why we value so much in prison, because you don't have shit. You at the bottom of your life. You at the lowest of the lowest. You feel me? But like I said, man, that's just a lesson learned. You know, you can't start a war out here. You can't start a war out here and not expect any consequences. It just don't work like that. You feel me? If you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. And if you right, what's right is right. With that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning in with another video with Sai. Thank anybody in advance that signed up for that Patreon and support the kid. Much love and respect, man. It's your boy Sai, signing out.